I don't wanna be alone. Yo, I'll be there. Same place, same time. We're keeping it a secret. I don't wanna be alone. Babe. No, 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 no. Face to face, sharing love in a temporary place. I got a girl that I love. You got a man. I think you love him too. If they found out, I'm sure they wouldn't understand. No way, no way. See, I can't keep myself from wanting you. You see, I wanna lay with you. I wanna play with you. I wanna stay with you, baby, baby.
Greetings, black family, black power to all black people around the globe, black power. I'm gonna make this video about race traitors. We have a lot of those people in our tribe, or should I say clan, or should I say just within the circle of our people. We have a lot of race traitors, and that's the reason why that we're in the condition that we in today. What I mean by that black people suffer from the Stockholm syndrome, where their oppressors are like the people they look up to, or people they striving to be like to be Caucasian is to be like something prestigious, you know, to be white like is something to have some type of belonging, you know, some type of well-being, trying to be white and trying to impress white people. We have a lot of people of our black, you know, race that sell us out, hate us so much to be to show some type of appeasement to the people that's been oppressing our people for over 400 years. I say this to say there's a football player that I used to look up to. He's retired now. His name is Herschel Walker, who went to Georgia. He went to the United States Football League, and from the United States Football League, for you people who young and don't know, at one time the NFL had a rival football franchise called the United States Football League, and I believe that the team was out of Jersey that Herschel Walker went to in the 80s, and from there, I think like 85, 86, he went to the Dallas Cowboys, and then he bounced to the Vikings. I used to follow him. In fact, Pee Wee football, my number was 34 for Walter Payton, and also really Herschel Walker, because I used to look up to him a whole lot. I used to try to make my running back style like his. And when I went to high school, that's another story. I never did get to play like I wanted to in high school due to some player hating back then. But anyway, I used to look up to this guy, Herschel Walker, till I heard his politics. And it's always a brother or a sister who marry outside their race who always come to the platform to be a savior for white supremacy. Herschel Walker is a Trump supporter. Herschel Walker is a black man that I used to look up to until I heard him speak the other day, or what he was saying, the rhetoric that he was saying about reparations. There's a governor out of California. I didn't know that this governor was named Gavin Newsom. Well, Gavin Newsom pushing, I don't know if he's Democrat or Republican. He got to be Democrat. I heard he's pushing for a reform for reparations for black people's ancestors who suffered slavery, and he's pushing for reparations, which I know these people in this country would never do it in this time because our people don't stick together. We too divided to get reparations. We got to be recognized as a nation that's standing strong side by side in solidarity with each other and unified. Without unification, we get nothing. Anyway, Herschel Walker goes on to speak. He's a proponent. He's in opposition, not a proponent. He's in opposition to what Mr. Newsom is trying to push for in California, reparations. He comes out to say, Herschel Walker comes out to say, instead of giving black Americans or African Americans money for slavery, we should teach them how to work. This is what Herschel Walker said, that we should teach them how to work. First of all, if you ever hear an African, black man, or whatever you want to call yourself, Hebrew, whatever you want to call yourself, you in this pigmentation that I'm speaking from, and you looking at me and looking at this dark skin, if you hear me say them, referring to us as a people, I am already showing myself hate by excluding myself from you, from us, by saying them. So he said, won't you teach African Americans, like he's not African American, teach them how to work. Like we don't know how to work. We got the skills, we got doctors. He said, teach them to be doctors and lawyers. We got all them in our community. We got doctors and lawyers. We got black doctors, and we still in this country are held back economically, socially, and politically. Why not? The government of the United States pay black people money. Not only money, we need land. If they really want us to go free on our own and without us dependent on them as a people, won't you just let us as a people try our own civilization like we did in ancient Africa before we bumped into the white man, before we bumped into the Arabs? When black people was living by themselves, look at our monuments and our in our civilization before we ran into any other people that look other than ourselves. If you don't go back and look at that history, you will not have no self-esteem. I know we can live without white people. And I'm not saying that you will never have to deal with white people, you will never see them. When you got your own civilization or your own nation, like they got their own nation. White people own code when it comes to nation building. Chinese people own code when it comes, Asian people own code when it comes to nation building. We the only people scared to unite because we care what white people think about us. Arab people are on code. You always talk about terrorism. You know how the Arabs fund their own terrorism work? These corner stores, they send money back home. The American dollar's worth a little bit more money in Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, where the Indians come from. So they on code. They come to this country, and America classify these people really Europeans. Y'all don't know that. Arabs are Europeans in this country. Eastern Indians, so-called Eastern Indians, are Europeans in this country. They give them money and let them set up. So Herschel Walker is a big talker for the Republican Party. And this is what I mean by niggas standing in the way, the gatekeepers. These gatekeeping motherfuckers that look like me and you stand between us really receiving our freedom and justice and equality. These fucking gatekeepers. That's what's going on, man, in our race, man. We don't know how to unify. Right now, there's people hating me right now for trying to unite our people by coming with this type of format. There's so many people out here with formats, but if you listen to them, they're always trying to critique another so-called conscious brother who may be using his mouth to speak to try to liberate our people. He might not be in the streets like the protesters, but people always critique people's work. I watch how they go off on Umar Johnson. If you Negroes, all them records, I mean all those CDs and views you do on YouTube, going at your favorite, looking at your favorite, going at your favorite rapper or favorite entertainer, tell them motherfuckers that you will not buy no more of their music or listen or view none of their music until they help Umar Johnson. Jay-Z got all this money. If you really care about black people, won't they help Umar Johnson build that school that he's trying to build? Instead of us sitting around criticizing brothers who may be having a hard time, or criticizing sisters who may be a hard time trying to build something for our people. We don't never unite. We make enough money. We go buy Gucci. We go buy Louis. We go buy that sack of weed. So what the fuck is Herschel Walker talking about? I like that Herschel Walker as a good collegiate football player in college. You didn't do too much to me in the pros. I think you had one rushing leading season when you led the NFL in rushing when you got to Dallas. I didn't think you was better than Tony Dorsett. I love the running back position. I studied. You wasn't better than Tony Dorsett, but they shipped him off when you got there. You didn't win nothing in the NFL. Now, how a motherfucker like you, who had a silver spoon in their mouth when they was a Heisman Trophy, you won the Heisman Trophy. You had money off the rip as a young man and still got money and married white women. It's always someone who married outside their race always had an input on our people. If you marry outside your race, if you ain't got nothing positive to contribute to our people, then shut the fuck up. All you motherfuckers who date outside your race always want to throw black people under the bus. I hear black women say stuff about black men because they date white men. Vice versa. Brothers who date white women always say something bad about sisters. Dude, you was born from a black mother. So if you talk about sisters, you talking about your mother. Self-hate. A lot of people don't want to admit that they suffer from self-hate. Listen, man, I suffer. We all black people suffer. I see it every day. It's in degrees. Psychologically, we've been damaged. So I understand black people to a certain extent. But Herschel Walker, you cannot say that it's wrong for black people to have a monetary gain in this country. Because we built this country. We ain't got nothing to show for it as a people. They paid the Japanese when I think that happened in the 40s, where Pearl Harbor was bombed by the Japanese. Then America bombed them back with a nuclear, and they was at war with each other. What happened to the Japanese Americans? The people that came from Japan was living in America, and some Japanese families had kids that grew up here in America. What happened to them? They locked them up in concentration camps, killed some of them, beat some of them because they was at war. They loaded, they got them and put them in concentration camps. Don't you know that they paid them? They paid them. They also paid them for dropping a nuclear bomb on those people. Those people are considered Caucasians because they hate black people. Anybody that hate black people is considered really Caucasian. Arabs, Asians, long as you line up against black people, you'll be considered Caucasian. Even some of these niggas that fight for Trump and racism, racist, those niggas are considered the gatekeepers. They're a little bit better than the field nigga. The house nigga is the gatekeeper. So white man treats him a little bit better because he's an iRobot type motherfucker. He's programmed. He's the weak link to our race, which is the race traitor. He's the weak link to our race. Herschel Walker, you're a weak link. You're a weak link to our race. You weak. So therefore you cannot speak for us. You married a white woman, and if your ass died before she died, all your wealth go to the white side of her family. It doesn't go to your family. She controls everything. And I bet you got to set up like that. All you people who date outside your race, if your ass died before that person do, that side of that family gets that wealth. Here we go again. We need the wealth as a people. We need wealth. We need land. What the fuck you mean we cannot get paid reparations in this country? I don't understand blacks, man. Kansas Owens is another black woman who has a platform to down black people. It's like, okay, everything is democratic with these so-called Trump supporters. Everything that happens in the country, the Democrats are doing it wrong. According to these Negroes, where had these Negroes been for the last 20, 30, 40 years, 50 years on our planet when the Republicans had the House and they bought crack cocaine to the community? When had the Republicans did something systematically to help black people? What had they went on a major scale, the Republicans, that look out for black people? Because I don't understand. I mean, maybe I missed out on something. Because I've been to prison. Maybe when I was in prison, the Republicans did something real nice for black people. All of a sudden, since the Democrats, we know they backstabbers. But all of a sudden, since we know the Democrats use our votes, you know what I mean? They use our votes and they never succeed on nothing prosperous for us. There's no prosperity for us. We get no substance out the deal. They just use our vote and that's it. The Democrats been doing that for years. But what have the Republicans done for black people to win black people over? They haven't done shit for us. So these new niggas that's using their platforms to kiss Donald Trump's ass and white supremacy ass, those Negroes are the race traitors. It's probably deep in their DNA. They probably got an ancestor who sold us out. They probably got an ancestor somewhere down the line that was on the slave plantation playing these bitch games that Herschel Walker is playing. It's got to be down in their motherfucking DNA for your ass to be playing these bitch games in 2020. Trying to be the gatekeeper, standing in front of our justice and freedom and equality. See, like I said before, like I told my brother, me and him debate all the time because he has a white ideology. He has a white Caucasian mind. He believes that white is better than black. But like I told him, most black people don't want to see black people free. You know why? Because black people benefit off other black people's ignorance. Everybody benefit off black folks' ignorance. Just like in the entertainment business. I'm listening to R&B now. I listen to it. They don't need the black face no more to do R&B. They got white people who do black music now. I listen to the white boys. They sound just like the brothers now. So far as that, you know, because once upon a time, you used to have the R&B black man. You know, first he was in the group, then he'd go solo. The R&B black man doing the music. You know, like Luther Vandross. You know, yo, it's Alexander O'Neal, Teddy Pendergrass. You know, you had, you know, names, the Joe. You know, just keep going on and on. You know, Cisco. You know, the black male sex symbol R&B singer. They don't need that no more. If you pay attention, they got white boys, and Bruno Mars is considered a white boy to them because he's not considered a nigga. But we know biologically, a lot of those dudes that got that skin color and that hair is really a nigga biologically, but psychologically they like Caribbean. You know, I'm from the Caribbeans, and, you know, I'm Latino, you know what I'm saying? You know, but go back to what I was saying about Herschel Walker. Here's a guy who had millions of dollars and probably got big money. He used to fight in the octagon. That's money. You know what I'm saying? So you was born with a silver spoon in your mouth, Herschel Walker. So why can't black people touch money too? How come we can't have no money? Like the banks, you know what I'm saying? Like Chase Banks. You don't know Chase Bank. That bank, if you do the history on that bank used to hold black people as collateral for the slave master. What I mean, they would get that paperwork in the bank. When the slave master need to make a loan, he go right over to Chase Bank. Y'all don't believe me? Look it up. Chase Bank. Y'all, a lot of y'all got y'all money in the bank over at Chase Bank, but do the history on Chase Bank. You know, since I'm being a racist, I'm just giving you the facts. You know, just because I give you the facts don't mean I'm around here hating everybody. I'm just giving you what it is. You know, I'm not going to beat around the bush. This ain't a channel where you sugarcoat shit. You know, if you want to hear some fake shit and niggas sugarcoat shit to tell stories and make feel-good stories, go somewhere else. You ain't got to, because I ain't got that many motherfuckers subscribing here any motherfucking way. And this gay motherfucker, you be on this motherfucker every time I'm on here, leave a bitch-ass comment. Like this is a good dating site. I don't know who the fuck you is. I don't know if you government official or whatever the fuck you is. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. But anyway, like I was saying, slave master go right over to Chase Bank and leave that paperwork right there as collateral. And you know what happened? If that slave master don't pay his debt, when he didn't put a paperwork in that bank, the slave master got to bring one of our brothers and sisters over there and put them in a cell in the bank and become the property of Chase Bank. And I bet you majority of these banks that was back during slavery got a hand in the slave trade. So what the fuck you mean reparation is not feasible for black people? All you gotta do is look at the shit that we done went through. Y'all done lynched us. They done burnt us. You know what I mean? Castrated us. You know? And another thing, the Arabs, your ass is not off the hook. So when we do reparations, we gotta look at the Arabs, because they was the first ones to enslave us. Then the Arabs turned the Europeans on to the slave trade. So when you hear a lot of people saying that black people sold black people into slavery, no, motherfucker, the Arabs looked at black, and a lot of Arabs captured blacks and sold blacks into slavery. That's part of history that they don't want you to know. All you gotta do is go down to that corner store and look how the Arabs look at you. You in there buying that spoiled ass meat. They don't give a fuck. High price ass shit. Them niggas go to the Dollar General. I've seen them motherfuckers. Go to Dollar General, buy items, and then take them to their motherfucking store. Go right in the Dollar General. Go right in there, load up with a bunch of motherfucking shit, and then put it at a high price on the shelves in their motherfucking stores. The Arabs don't do no business with you. If you got a little African town, ain't none of them bitches coming over there doing no business with you. And if you do sell them something, they want you to give it to them. I done did business with them. I had some motherfucking $250 earbuds that goes to the motherfucking iPhone. I had a few of them, put them up for sale. Them motherfuckers $250, almost $300. These motherfuckers want me to give it to them for $50. You know what I'm saying? Herschel Walker, big talker. Herschel Walker, big talker. Here's a man that had a silver spoon in his mouth, promise. It's easy to talk down on people when you are already sitting tight economically. Just because you've been friends with Donald Trump for years, Donald Trump is not a racist. That's what Herschel Walker's going around saying. He made a long speech. That's how you know you got people among us that hate us so bad, that look like us, that they would make speeches defending a racist like Donald Trump. Y'all saw the debate. Donald Trump could not denounce white supremacist hate groups. He can't. Proud Boys, stand down. But stay on motherfucking post. Stand by. Yeah. Donald Trump got coronavirus. They giving insufficient news, conflicted messages, conflicted news reports about Donald Trump. First he's doing good, then he's doing gravely ill. So we don't know what's going on. But this guy, Herschel Walker, is a pro-Trump supporter. And every Negro, I'm gonna call him a Negro. Every Negro, you don't even deserve the word nigga. Every Negro that got that hat on, Make America Great Again, you a suicidal motherfucker. You homicidal. But you always want to talk about black people who are black conscious. We racist, we crazy, but you are homicidal. You are suicidal. They done lock your ass up for causing harm to yourself. Because when you support a white supremacist saying make America great again, America has never been great for black people. You can't tell me one time or show me one time in history where America has been great for black people. What? Everybody know that black people should be paid reparations. But people are jealous of black people. They don't want us to have money. But when the Jews went through what they went through in Germany, what happened? Did the white Jews get paid? How long was they persecuted? A year? A couple years? They say 6 million Jews was killed. 6 million white people, they call them Jews, but we know who the real Jews are. 6 million white folks was killed by another white, some more white people. You know, they the fake Jews. We know who the real Jews are. The real children of Israel are. But anyway, they say 6 million Jews were killed during the so-called Holocaust. But I heard the number was lower than that. But how long Were they persecuted? They got paid money. Herschel Walker. Japanese got paid money. The Arabs get money for coming over here. How come black people can't have no money? You was born with a silver spoon in your mouth. It's easy to talk down on people when you got something. But I don't make you better than us. I want every black person that live in the suburb, live next door to a motherfucking racist, a Nazi, because you can live out there by the white stores and you got white friends you go to Frickers with and watch the ball game. Y'all go out and have a nice time, but get that cracker drunk. That cracker will flip on you about that football, basketball game. I know this. I watched this. So just because your ass live in the suburbs and you hang out with white people, you're not better than the next black man or black woman or black kid. You know, you even got kids who live in the suburbs who black, think they're better than black people who live in the inner city. And just because someone live in the suburbs don't make them a bad person. So people from the inner city, you should look at your sister and brother from the suburb and look down on them because they live in a better neighborhood, a so-called better neighborhood than you do. But when that one lives in that neighborhood, think they better than you because they've been programmed by the media that we all zombies over here and we don't care nothing about our people. We don't have the same fears and we don't want good for us. That we just want to be stuck in the ghetto. That's all we think about. But if your major entertainers that's rappers come from the slums. You hear the songs. All of them came from the bottom. Now they on top. But we know the records companies use them up. But anyway, they started where? From here. But like I say about use our talent. You know, make money off black people. As long as you can keep black people ignorant where they can't own their own art and their own work and distribute their work and get money from their art, you know, we'll have our hands on it. The white Jews want to have their hands on it. So why not these rich ass entities in America that made money off the backs of black people and built their motherfucking civilization? Why not pay back? Herschel Walker, you a big talker. Another thing, Herschel Walker, all these motherfucking protests that you see is not cause of the Democrat Party. Yes, they probably got their hand in the Black Lives Matter, but everybody out there protesting ain't protesting just to tear up shit to try to get their money back from reparations. That's what he said. He says black people out there tearing up shit to try to steal shit from businesses to get some of the money back from reparations from slavery. That's not enough money, dude. That's why I say, you Negroes who date outside your race, y'all need to shut the fuck up. Don't have no input. If it does not contribute to your people, I don't give a fuck who you fuck, who you date. If you're gonna say something, contribute to the cause. Say something positive so we can go in the right direction. Show us. You know what I'm saying? If you got the answers, but don't come looking down some fucking looking down us condescending or something. You like we ain't nobody. It's very condescending to look down on your own people. Herschel Walker, you come as a gatekeeper. I don't know if you're a Mason. You know, we come from them college fraternities. Because a lot of those college fraternities that y'all be bragging on, and the basketball players throw them up and all this and that, them ain't number pre-Masonic order to brainwash black people. And half them people, they go through them motherfucking sororities and they promise to be gatekeepers. As long as you can keep black people ignorant to the knowledge of themselves, and keep black people broke and ignorant in chains. White people pay them money. Some of these major basketball players you see, major CEOs and shit, major politicians that you see, they in position to hold your ass down. They in position to look good. Damn. If I'm from the ghetto and I'm a kid, and you a politician, you black, I'm looking at you like, damn, that's success. I can get to that measure. But they don't know. Y'all don't know. The reason why they in that position is to camouflage some shit, to continue to destroy your ass. Black politicians, no matter where they at, they cannot change the condition of black people in this country until that racist ass regime is dismantled. And that's called white supremacy. It's got to be torn down worldwide. That's why we need to go for ourselves. What the fuck you talking about, Herschel Walker? Hell yeah, we want to go for ourselves. We already doctors. We already know how to work. You looking down on us, man. Talking about. And I'm going to show y'all what this nigga said. Hey, Streets watching. Mash up the lights. Streets watching.
I'm upset about it because all they're doing is pandering for a vote, Walker told host Martha McCallum. Why are you paying African Americans off instead of empowering African Americans? Walker argued the best way to empower black people is to provide tools for growth and prosperity, which he said President Trump is doing by creating job opportunities and enhancing education in underdeveloped areas of the country. Why don't you teach them how to work? He asked. Don't give them a fish. You teach them how to fish. That's what's going to make African Americans better. And I hope every African American wakes up. Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden has said he supports reparations if direct cash payments prove feasible. Walker went on to point out that Black Lives Matter rioters in Democrat-run cities are looting businesses and destroying property out of a sense of being repaid. Even as party leaders want to pay you for a vote. What about empowering you to run your own businesses? He asked. What about empowering you to become a doctor? To become a lawyer? No one thought about that. Everyone's thinking about, let's pay you off. That's what they used to do years ago. I thought we wanted to change.